What's up guys, my name's Brandon, and Apple's iPhone 12 event is taking place on this coming Tuesday, October 13th, and while a lot of products have leaked, and I've talked about a lot of different products here, we now have a better idea as to what we should, and more importantly, what we should not be expecting to see at this virtual event. So first off, yes, we are still going to be seeing the new iPhone 12s unveiled at this event. So the iPhone 12, iPhone 12 mini, iPhone 12 Pro, and iPhone 12 Pro Max. We are still going to be seeing all of those announced at this event. That is not the bad news. The bad news is for the other products that we were talking about might be released. And now it appears that not all of those will be unveiled or even released anytime soon. So let's go ahead and talk about it. And the first thing I actually wanted to talk about was the new iPad Air 4th generation. So this is the iPad Air that somewhat resembles the iPad Pro with no home button, and it just looks great. It has the Touch ID on the power button itself. So a lot of people have been looking forward to this iPad Air 4th generation since last month when Apple officially unveiled it, but they did not give us an exact release date. They just said that it would be released in October, but now it appears that we're going to be seeing an official release date at the October 13th event. And according to Mark Gurman from Bloomberg, he says that shipments have started arriving at Apple stores, and it's too early to be the iPhone 12s, so he thinks it's the iPad Air 4th generation, which makes a ton of sense. And with that being the case, that makes me think that they will be released next Friday on the 16th, but of course we will see what Apple has to say at their event on the 13th. So now let's discuss the two most exciting products that I was personally hoping to see unveiled at this event aside from the iPhones, and that is the AirPods Studio and the AirTags. So let's start with some bad news, and that has to do with the AirTags. So the AirTags have been delayed and will not be announced at this event. So I know, how could something so seemingly simple be delayed? But I'm sure the whole thing had to do with the pandemic and COVID and things like that. And we know that Apple won't release a product unless everything about it is perfected. So this news comes courtesy of John Prosser, who said this on Twitter earlier today. He said, quote, "So about AirTags, I'm being told that Apple has pushed back the announcement and launch of AirTags to March of 2021. That's right, so not just a slight delay, they have allegedly been pushed back to an early 2021 announcement and release date. And like I said, this is likely due to the COVID outbreak in the Eastern market, as he says, and the AirTags are, quote, heavily dependent on pinging other iPhones to be accurate. So I guess that makes sense, and it seems like a release in March would be a lot better for Apple and for the AirTags in general when the whole pandemic has kind of calmed down a little bit and things are somewhat back to normal. And of course, it's better over there in the Eastern market. Now, as far as the AirPods Studio go, these are the over-ear headphones, the premium headphones. Prosser says that these will also not be unveiled at this event, but the good news is that they will at least be released this year, unlike the AirTags. So he said this shortly after my video from a couple days ago went live. Interesting note about AirPods Studio from a source. AirPods Studio mass production isn't complete until October 20th. This leaves it open for announcement during the October 13th iPhone event. It could also be possible that they're released via press release at the end of the month or pushed to the November event. And then Prosser said this today: "The renders that I shared last month seem to be the luxury variant made of leather and metal. I'm being told they'll retail for $599. There will be another sport-like variant made of cheaper materials for $350. They will not be at the October 13th event." So yeah, you read that right, a $600 pair of headphones. So Apple is, I guess, touting these as the luxury variant. So that will be really interesting to see how the market and how the news eats that up for, Apple selling $600 headphones. I'm sure they'll have a field day with that, but we are unfortunately not going to be seeing either one of those announced at this October 13th event. So now let's shift over to some good news. So it looks like we will be seeing a new HomePod Mini at this event, and we have further details on it as well. So credible leaker Love to Dream said, quote, "There is no HomePod 2 this year, only a mini one." So he says basically don't expect a new HomePod, a regular size HomePod, just a mini one. And then another incredibly credible leaker named King gave us further details on Weibo about this HomePod Mini. And of course, if you don't know what Weibo is, it's basically a Chinese social media website. So he said that the HomePod Mini will be 3.3 inches tall, which is pretty short. I believe it's shorter than the iPhone 4S. And it's going to have an S5 chip inside, and it's going to cost just $99. So this is actually pretty exciting, at least to me, and for a lot of people. I think it's a good price point to have multiple HomePod Minis around the house for like kind of a Sonos type experience where you can have stereo speakers just scattered throughout the house playing the same music. So I think that's pretty cool. I think $99 is a good price point for a HomePod Mini, and I think it's going to be a pretty good seller once people get their hands on it and see just how well the sound quality is, at least if it's anything like the regular HomePod, which I assume it will be. Also at this event, King says that we will see a wireless charging solution, but it's not AirPower like we've been hearing about for a long time now. So King says that we will see MagSafe make its return with a magnetic iPhone case with, quote, MagSafe and 2 official Apple wireless chargers called MagSafe Charger and MagSafe Duo Charger. So these are going to charge at 15 watts, and this appears to be Apple's solution for wireless charging. And this kind of explains the big circular magnet that was rumored to be inside of the iPhone 12 months ago. I believe Everything Apple Pro was the first one to leak that information about the big round, the big circular magnet inside of the iPhone 12s this year. It appears that that's for these MagSafe chargers. So it's going to be really interesting to see how this works. And it's really going to be interesting to see the price as well, because we did not get any type of pricing leak on any of these. But of course, we will know that price soon enough on the 13th. Now, as for the iPhone 12s, a lot of information leaked on those today as well. And if you guys want me to, I will discuss that more in depth in a separate video. But I'm going to quickly summarize basically what we got today, the leaks that we got today. And we basically got everything. I mean, the pricing, the colors, the features, the cameras, pretty much everything. So let's talk about the pricing, because that is one of the most important things. We're going to talk about the release dates as well. So we're going to have $699 for the iPhone 12 mini, $799 for the iPhone 12, $999 for the iPhone 12 Pro, and $1099 for the 12 Pro Max. And just based on that alone, I think that the iPhone 12 mini is going to sell like hotcakes. I mean, $699 for a new iPhone 12. I think a lot of people are going to be all over that, just like they were with the XR, just like they were with the iPhone 11, just like they were with the iPhone SE 2020. I think people are going to eat that iPhone 12 mini up. And we're also going to have a blue color option for each model, so similar to what we saw on the new Apple Watch Series 6 like you see right here, although this darker shade will likely just be on the Pro model, so it'll probably be a lighter shade for the 12 and 12 mini. But in addition to the blue color, we will see a white, red, and green color option for the non-Pro models as well. We will also be getting 5G, the LiDAR scanner that we've heard so much about, and pretty much everything else as expected. But what wasn't necessarily expected is a scattered release date. This is something we heard about for a while, but we didn't really know how it was going to work out as far as the release dates, if they were all going to be released at once, if there's going to be 2 separate release dates or what. But we now know that there is going to be a scattered release date for these iPhones. So the iPhone 12 and the iPhone 12 Pro are going to have pre-orders starting on October 16th, and orders will arrive on Friday, October 23rd. So they're going to get announced on the 13th with pre-orders on the 16th, and then released on the 23rd, just as we predicted here on the channel and a lot of other people predicted as well. However, the iPhone 12 mini will be announced, of course, on the 13th, but pre-orders for that will start on November 6th. So the first Friday of November is when you'll be able to pre-order the iPhone 12 mini, and those will release, of course, the next Friday, which is going to be a Friday the 13th here in November. And then the iPhone 12 Pro Max will have pre-orders starting on that Friday the 13th, and the release date will be on the following Friday, November 20th. So yeah, we have 3 separate release dates for these iPhones. So pretty strange release rollout there, but this is according to Kang, who is a very reliable leaker over on Weibo. So it's pretty much, when he says it, it's pretty much true. But of course, we will know for sure on Tuesday, but it's looking like we will have 3 separate release dates for the iPhone 12 models this year. But like I said earlier, if you guys want to see a more in-depth video on the iPhone 12 leaks, let me know in a comment below. If I added everything into this video, it would be like a 30+ minute video. So let me know if you want to see that more in-depth video, and I'll probably get that out to you guys tomorrow on Saturday. Now, I also wanted to talk about iOS 14.1. So a lot of people in my last video were making some predictions about iOS 14.1 and kind of saying what they agreed and disagreed with. So in that video, I basically said that iOS 14.1 could be released as early as the 13th after the iPhone 12 event, and I still stand by that. I think that we could still see 14.1 be released then. Now, 14.0.2 never came out this week like some people predicted, myself included. I thought we would see that just because we saw tvOS 14.0.2, but we never got iOS 14.0.2 this week. So that's also possible next week, I guess, but 14.1 is also possible. And then another scenario for iOS 14.1 is that it won't be released until the new iPhones are released on the 23rd, or it could also be, like I mentioned in a previous video, iOS 14.1 is just a software version for the new iPhones, and 14.1.1 will be the firmware released for every other phone. So basically, like the iPhone 11 Pro right here won't get 14.1, it's just going to get 14.1.1. So I don't know, there's a lot of different scenarios and a lot of different possibilities with Apple. Really nobody knows at this point. It's all a guessing game because Apple loves to throw curveballs our way. We really never know what they're gonna do. But we are for sure going to be getting a software update before October is over with. That's pretty much 100% guaranteed at this point. And as far as iOS 14.2 goes, I talked about this in previous videos as well. I would not be surprised to see iOS 14.2 get pushed to November. So it could come in the last week of October, but I would also not be surprised to see 14.2 get delayed, or not really delayed, but just not be released until November because of the sheer amount of other software versions like 14.1, 14.0.2. We just saw 14.0.1 recently. So a lot of things going on. I think Apple is kind of waiting, and 14.2 is still in beta. Still a lot of work to be done on 14.2. So I would not be surprised to see that release sometime in early November. But of course, you guys know to follow me on Twitter. And of course, I will update you guys here on YouTube as well when any new iOS software gets released. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it for the latest leaks and rumors about the upcoming iPhone 12 event and the iPhone 12s and all the products as well. So if you guys enjoyed this video, I would appreciate if you gave it a thumbs up. And of course, make sure you guys subscribe. I will also be going live during the iPhone 12 event on Tuesday. I will be going live a little bit before the event starts, and I'll be sharing my reactions with you guys and kind of, giving you my reaction. We'll hang out in the chat and things like that, like we always do, and then recap everything once the stream is over, or once the official Apple stream is over. We'll be in there still talking for another hour or two. So definitely make sure you guys come by. It's always a fun time in there. And of course, that will be live here on my channel, and I'll have all the info over on Twitter and things like that as well. But anyways, guys, thanks again for watching the video, and I'll see you soon.